Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday. Hey, baby, how you doing?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
I'm super good because in addition to today being a Thursday, we have our Dear John letters, which we always have, but we also have a special break at the end of the program today. We always do good news, and our good news today, we're going to have a guest because there's a really cool event coming up on Monday. There's a movie called Phoenix Wilder, and we're going to be visiting with the producer of that movie, Phoenix Wilder, and it's a movie that's actually helping to save elephants.
Oh.
So you were
I
supposed
love
to
elephants.
There you go. I would say that's your line. You always say that every time I
do.
mention.
I love elephants.
I hope so, because I'm going to take you to this movie. We're going to go to it. I think it's going to be fun. It's a neat event, and we're going to talk with him about that for our good news, because it is just really a cool thing, and it's good news. Coming up, and Elizabeth Hurley is in that movie.
Okay, I know who that is.
She's also in the news, so she's going to be part of our big screen, little screen today.
Okay.
And I asked him if he wants to line that up for me to do a Movie Star Monday with her, and he said, yeah, I'll get back to you on that. So, this means probably not. Our quote for today says, you're not going to get very far in life based on what you already know. You're going to advance in life by what you're going to learn after you leave here. Charlie Munger. Nice quote. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Thursday, April the 12th. It is National Colorado Day. It is Wear a Star Day. Big Wind Day. Not Break Wind Day. Big Wind Day. Drop Everything and Read Day. International Day for Street Children. International Day of Human Space Flight. National Grilled Cheese Sandwich Day.
Yum.
We should have that for dinner tonight. That's good. National Licorice Day. National Only Child Day. Russian Cosmonaut Day. Support Teen Literature Day. And Walk on Your Wild Side Day. All of those things happening on this Thursday. And of all of the ones on there, the one I'm most excited about is grilled cheese. That is something that, I don't know why it's so darn good, but it's just so darn good. I think it's a good day to celebrate that one. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Are you tired of high cable TV rates? Sign up for Dish today and get a $500 bonus offer while supplies last. Plus, lock in your price for 2 years guaranteed. Call All American Dish, your Dish authorized retailer now.
800-818-3967. 800-818-3967. That's 800-818-3967. Offers require credit qualification, 24-month commitment, early termination fee, and e-auto pay. Restrictions apply. Call for details.
John and Heidi.
Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs, but first, Morgan Stanley had to fire a broker from their Wall Street firm after learning he did drugs while he worked in their New Jersey. I don't know if it was in their office or in somebody else's office, but when he was working in New Jersey, he was doing drugs. And I saw Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall Street. I saw that movie, and I thought that was a prerequisite to be a stockbroker. Or maybe that was just in the 80s. I don't know. But anyway, that's sad news that this guy lost his job. But that's why you don't do drugs. It's a bad idea. And you definitely, if you're doing it, you don't share stuff all over social media about it. It's a really bad idea. Coming up, we've got your brain on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Each day at this time, we talk about people doing dumb things under the influence, but addiction is no laughing matter. If you or someone you know needs help, there's a toll-free number you can call.
1-800-438-0380.
That's the Addiction Hope and Helpline.
1-800-438-0380.
And this is your brain on drugs. 25-year-old Angel Valdez was attempting to flee from police, erroneously jumped into an undercover car in an attempt to escape.
This happens a lot.
It does. The incident, which occurred in Springfield, Massachusetts, began when city police started to pursue a pickup truck. After losing sight of the pickup, police saw the suspect run up Central Street towards Ashman Street, and an officer of the Department Narcotics Unit pulled over as a suspect approached. She was thinking that it was
Trying to help.
like a taxi, apparently, but she jumped in thinking,
that's hilarious.
once in, realized that she probably wasn't going where she was hoping. The suspect got out and kept running. Police were able to take the suspect into custody. And it says here, she was in possession of 14 rocks of crack cocaine.
Oh, man.
Distributing with possession of crack cocaine with intent to distribute, breaking and entering into a vehicle at night, resisting arrest, and 2 default warrants. So, not a good thing to do. It was just a bad idea. So, not a good plan. This is what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen. Black China has lost a stroller deal after her physical altercation with another woman at a Six Flags on Easter Sunday. So she is that from the Kardashians? I don't know who all these.
I have no idea.
She's a reality star, but
Okay.
she had a stroller deal, because she's having a kiddo. So she was going to get this, sponsorship. But then she got in a fist fight or whatever happened at Six Flags, and now they say, yeah, we don't want to sponsor you anymore.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Yeah, be careful. Elizabeth Hurley is in the news for a couple of things. The thing that she's in the news for that I really like, she's in a program called Phoenix Wilder. It's going to be at select theaters throughout the nation on Monday. And I was originally going to try to have her on the program Monday, but that didn't work out. I do have the producer of the film, so I was hoping to have Elizabeth Hurley for our Movie Star Monday, and he told me he wouldn't give me her phone number. So I don't know why. But we do have Mindy Sterling, which is awesome, and we'll talk about that later. But she's in the news. Elizabeth Hurley is in the news because she's being slammed on Instagram for wearing a dress that was too revealing to her teenage son's birthday party. Now, if you don't know who Elizabeth Hurley is, she was in, what was the movie with Brendan Fraser? And she was the devil. Bedazzled. And she is beautiful. She's only like 53, but she looks like she's 30. She's still absolutely gorgeous. And she's got a teenage son, and there are people outraged on the internet about how she was dressed. Here's the thing you got to understand. People on the internet are outraged all the time.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, I was like, well, I don't think that was too revealing. But there was somebody that saw that and said, how dare she be beautiful? So, I don't know.
Probably some jealous fat mom who was also at the party on her fourth piece of cake.
Would you just stop? Her name is Heidi, by the way. So when you're complaining, spell it right. Heidi.
I'm just saying, if I look like that, I'd go grocery store naked.
You would not. All right. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
Now, your scoop of the day, courtesy of firstcupisfree.com. The CDC, you know what that stands for?
Center for Disease Control.
Man, you're good. Gold star for Heidi. They have been using Google to predict the next syphilis outbreak. Shouldn't they be using Facebook or Tinder, maybe? I mean, why would you be using Google? That doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't know. Maybe they know something we don't know. A study by the University of Waterloo found that reading aloud to yourself is the best way to retain information. And if you listen to me, I read out loud, not to myself, I hope.
Does not retain the information because then the next day he tries to read the same story.
You know what? I'm proud of myself. I've been catching myself lately.
It has been a while since that's happened.
But I don't know. If you read aloud to yourself, just make sure there's not other people around. Because, again, I hope I'm not reading aloud to myself. I know at least Heidi's listening.
Well,
you guys
sometimes.
listening? Anybody? Hello? Somebody? Bloomberg survey found that Fisher Island in Miami, or near Miami, is the home to the world's richest zip code. I thought it used to be Beverly Hills, 90210.
I don't know if that was the richest or if it was just there because it was on the TV show.
Well, now the exclusive island off the coast of Miami, Fisher Island, is the home to the world's richest zip code. So that is the place that we probably can't afford to live ever. So
Probably can't even afford to visit.
I'm going to drive by in my boat and wave. They're going to say,
Your boat.
excuse me, I'm going to have to borrow a boat. The hottest yoga trend. I can't wait to see what Heidi thinks of this. First of all, have you ever done yoga?
I have not.
I've never
I
done
think I
yoga.
would really like yoga.
I think
though.
we should try it sometime. You look good in yoga pants. Are those yoga pants?
No, these are blue jeans.
Oh, I guess there's a counter here. I can't see your lower half. Do you have yoga pants though?
I do have yoga pants.
Were you wearing
yeah.
those earlier?
I have worn those
Okay.
at a time or two, yes.
Now that I see those, clearly blue jeans. Well, the hottest trend in yoga is goat yoga. It features small goats who walk on students' backs during the class.
Oh.
Can you imagine that? Showing up to a yoga class, and like in the corner, there's just goats. Like, what's going on here? It's your instructor over there.
Well, that's interesting.
Goat yoga. I don't know. Would you want to do something like that?
No.
I think it'd be kind of interesting to try it. Now we should do puppy yoga. We have our dogs walk on our back. Let's just see how that
It's
feels.
not going to help anybody with
I don't know.
anything.
You never know. They're little dogs. Sure wouldn't hurt us, I don't think. The Kremlin says the reports of a gas attack in Syria are fake news. So they're saying, hey, this is all fake news. Do you believe what they're saying?
I don't believe that.
Here's the thing. Fake news, I don't believe any news anymore. Because now when they say anything, I'm like, I don't know if I can believe that. Cambridge Analytica, they're the ones that were in trouble with, they were like getting the info from Facebook.
Okay.
They say Facebook's data breach could be far higher than 87 million people.
Oh.
You're not helping. I mean, why are you telling people that?
Yikes.
You would think that they would just not be the ones telling people that because people are very angry with them. And now they're like, oh, yeah, could be way more than 87 million people. I mean, that could be a drop in the bucket. And our final story for today, a 27-year-old Russian died during surgery after doctors put embalming fluid inside her IV instead of saline solution.
Gosh.
Can you imagine that? So she was only 27, and she didn't survive. And I think that's really sad. I'm very, very sad for the family there. Boy, that's not good at all. So, again, that happened just recently in Russia. Coming up, we've got more to get to that's going to be a lot brighter and cheerier than that. What a downer. Thanks for listening.
Really.
Sorry. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Do you have ideas for t-shirt designs, but you don't have a clue how to print them? Or maybe you'd like to have t-shirts and coffee mugs available to buy online with your business logo printed on them. There's a website that makes it easy. We set ours up in about 10 minutes. There's no sign-up fee, no minimum orders, no monthly fees. It's just a really easy way to put some cool items online for sale, and you get paid every time somebody buys them. You don't have to print or ship anything. Just sign up, upload your designs, and then let people know where they can get your cool stuff. More details available at radiosavings.com. That's radiosavings.com.
John and Heidi.
And it's time right now for
Dear John Letters.
This is one of those more serious Dear John letters, but I've got some advice, and I'm not sure if they're going to like it. But here's the letter first, and then we'll tell you how you can send your own Dear John letter as well. Dear John, about 5 years ago, I had a one-night stand with a married woman. I'm also married. I've not told my wife or anyone else about this. I've never done anything like this before or after and will not do it again. Sadly, this person is now back in my life, and she's since been divorced and is now dating my brother. He doesn't know about our past. I'm not sure if I should tell him or not. If I say something to him, I'm afraid that will destroy my marriage. If I don't say something to him, I think that may even be worse. They could get more serious, and then we would have this weird thing to deal with forever. I know I put myself in this position, and now I don't know what to do. Any advice? Signed, Bad Decision Maker. Well, I agree. Bad decision, big time. But you made that bad decision a long time ago. Make the right decision now and talk to your wife before you say anything to your brother, before you say anything to anyone else. Talk to her and let her know that, because right now, here's why it's so weird for you. You are a prisoner of your own decision. I mean, this is a decision that you made a long time ago. It was a stupid decision. You know it was. You admit that it was. You need to come clean and be honest with your wife and let her know what happened. Beg her and plead her not to leave you and let her know that you'll never do it again. But then you can be honest with your brother. I mean, and you don't have anything being held over your head. It doesn't say in here if the girlfriend knows that that's his brother. I wonder if she knows that. That's kind of bizarre.
Probably. She probably knows.
Well, you don't know. It doesn't even say if they've all been together yet, because I think how awkward that would be. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I was, I don't know, maybe there's something going on there, but if I was her, how awkward would you feel if you go, oh, wait a minute, I know your brother? Mm-hmm. So, any advice from Heidi's side of the table here? I see a funny smile over there.
Well, my advice is, you better freaking tell your wife, because it's going to come out.
Here's what...
It's going to come out.
You can choose when it gets dragged out, or she can choose. Now, think about the scenarios here. She could choose to say something now. She could choose to say something if someday she breaks up with your brother, and she's going to say it to your brother. She's got
nothing to lose. She's already lost her husband that she was with at the time.
But I'm saying she could say if she breaks up with your brother, even if they don't have a long, serious relationship, if they're together for a week or a month or one time, and if she wants to be terribly hurtful, she could just say something about the fact that she was with you before. And all of a sudden, your brother's going to hate you forever because you didn't tell him. You need to say that. That's your brother. You need to tell him. But you need to tell your wife first.
Yep. And my advice would be actually to his wife. Leave him. Leave him. Run. Once a cheater, always a cheater. He will cheat again. Get away from this loser.
I think it's a bad idea to cheat. I think it's a terrible idea. But you've already dug yourself into that hole. I'm just saying... Would you stop? You've put yourself in that position, and now what you need to do is find the most positive possible outcome that you can control. So many things here that are out of your control, and I'm telling you, you're gonna get caught because you always do. Mm-hmm. And I think it's a bad. This is why you don't do that. You just don't do that. Don't even put yourself in a position where it could happen. Again, I understand, and you say right in here, I put myself in this position. I don't know what to do. Any advice? Well, my advice would be man up and tell the truth.
Yep.
To everybody involved. And let your brother know that, hey, if you want to have that person in your life, I understand that. But you need to understand I think it's just going to be weird between all of us. And I'll bet the second he finds that out, he's probably going to go, wait a minute. So does she like me, or is she coming to me to get to you? I mean, there would be a lot of questions that I would have if I was that brother. And if I were the wife, I would have a lot of questions as well. And again, depending on how you approach that, that may be repairable and may not be. But tell the truth. Man up. Anybody else that wants to chime in, you can certainly... I've noticed you're a lot quieter on this.
I have very strong opinions on this, but things that I cannot say on the radio.
Well, you can share them on our Facebook page. We've got this for you to share your advice as well, and I'd love to see the advice from both sides, male and female. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. If you've got a Dear John letter, you can submit it there as well.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
It's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon, or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Toxic houseplants poison more children than household chemicals do. That's kind of crazy.
Wow.
Who's got toxic houseplants?
Well,
and
I think
what are the kids
there'd
doing?
be a lot of them that if you ingest them, they wouldn't be good.
Are kids eating houseplants?
Well,
Did you do that as a kid?
Kids are attracted to dirt and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, I think kids do put... They put everything in their mouths.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
You are more likely to be infected by flesh-eating bacteria than you are to be struck by lightning. These are not fun facts. These are kind of scary facts.
These are not fun facts.
And our last, wink, wink, fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
This one is kind of fun. According to Genesis 1:20-22, the chicken did come before the egg. So for those of you wondering, it's biblical if you say the chicken came before the egg. So you no longer need to wonder. Couple of fun facts right there, courtesy of LearnWithoutLoans.com.
John and Heidi.
If If you're a business owner trying to do your own website, maybe it's time to get help. Or if you don't even have a website, it's definitely time for help. It's 2018. This internet thing is here to stay. At 49bydesign.com, we offer a simple plan to get you online for just $49 a month with no setup fee. This includes a website with the hosting and domain name included in the price. We have larger packages available, but this will get you online so people can find you in 2018. We're affordable by design at 49bydesign.com. That's 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the grandiloquent word of the day. Today is sproncy. Sproncy.
Sproncy. That's a fun word.
Sprancy. Sproncy. What do you think sproncy means?
Full of energy.
No. As a matter of fact, sproncy means kind of like fancy. It's a smart or showy in appearance, dapper, showily dressed, fashionable. Spronce or spronce would be the verb form to show off, especially by your choice of clothing. So if you like to dress all sproncy-like, that would be sproncy.
Okay.
Yeah. It says,
good definition, babe.
You could use that instead of dapper or fleek or dolled up or gussied up. So if you are on fleek, you are sproncy.
Alrighty.
I think somebody should use that today. It's not going to be me. I don't want to get in trouble.
I don't want to get beat up.
Picked on by people. But it's a good word. Sproncy, your grandiloquent word of the day.
John and Heidi.
Now you can fly anywhere in the world and pay discount prices on your airline tickets. Book a flight today to London, Paris, Madrid, or anywhere else you want to go. And pay a lot less guaranteed. Call the International Travel Department right now at Low Cost Airlines.
800-719-5601. 800-719-5601. That's 800-719-5601.
A little bit of weird news for you on this Thursday. 36-year-old Derek Hall was charged with criminal trespass and making terroristic threats after he ripped out a urinal and a bunch of pipes during more than a 4-hour standoff at an Atlanta area McDonald's.
Oh.
They say Hall
Wow.
barricaded himself in the bathroom at the Mickey D's when employees saw him possibly doing drugs and asked him to leave. They don't know for sure that's what he was doing. They just couldn't tell. He was reportedly armed with a knife and threatened to kill the officers. The standoff ended when SWAT units deployed tear gas into the restaurant, allowing the police to arrest Hall. The police spokesperson says his destruction of the bathroom made it important to take him into custody so he could not further damage the restaurant or hurt himself. So that
escalated
weird.
Quickly.
Yeah. It's like I just came in for a McNugget.
Rip the urinals off the walls?
Yeah, and a bunch of pipes. I don't know.
Must be strong.
Apparently. Either that or just very determined. I'm going to find my way out behind this urinal. I'm not sure what was going on. A little bit of weird news right there, courtesy of 49bydesign.com.
John and Heidi.
Now your moment of duh, courtesy of learnwithoutloans.com. 29-year-old Chase M. Younger drove his car into a Dayton, Ohio river while trying to avoid arrest after firing several shots at officers. Weird story here. Police say the officer tried to pull him over early in the morning due to his dark-tinted windows. The car came to a sudden stop, and the driver got out, fired several shots at officers. Driver got back into the vehicle and began a high-speed chase that lasted about 2 minutes. The car went over an embankment and landed in a river. Police tell the Daily News that Younger got out of the vehicle and tried to swim away from the police. Officers convinced him to swim to the shore. Younger is scheduled to appear in court on 2 counts of felonious assault. What in the world was he thinking? I mean, if you got tinted windows, just pull over. I mean, if they pull you over, just stop. Why would you shoot at the cops? How do you think this is going to end? I mean, there's no happy ending there.
Yeah,
There's
the
none.
penalty for tinted windows is probably much less than
$20
what he's getting now.
I mean, yeah, probably going to go to prison for a long, long time.
Man.
Coming up, we've got some good news, and it's really, really neat because I've got a guest joining me from the movie Phoenix Wilder. Elizabeth Hurley is in the movie. It's coming out Monday, a special one-night event in theaters, and we're not going to be talking to Elizabeth, but we'll be talking to the producer of the movie coming up in a bit.
John and Heidi.
In a world that constantly tells you you're not good enough,
12 easy ways to lose weight now.
it's easy to start believing that. I'm Amanda Johnson. I have a new perspective on the self-help genre. My book, Becoming Enough, A Heroine's Journey to the Already Perfect Self, will guide you to find your own happiness. Learn to block out the distractions of what the world thinks and learn to be happy with who you truly are. Becoming Enough. Available now on Amazon or learn more at amandajohnson.tv.
John and Heidi.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. We have some good news coming up here in just a moment, and the good news is about a movie that is coming to theaters on Monday. So I'm going to spend a little bit of time chatting with Heidi, and then our good news is going to be an interview with the gentleman that is the producer, Richard Boddington, and I'm going to reach out to him now. We're going to be chatting with him here for our final break. The movie is starring Elizabeth Hurley, who was in the news a little bit ago. We talked about her during the program. She was in Austin Powers and in Bedazzled. And interesting thing, one of her co-stars from Austin Powers, her name is Mindy Sterling. She'll be on the program Monday. She'll be
cool is that?
Yeah, she'll be our Movie Star Monday guest. But Elizabeth Hurley couldn't be on the show, so we've got Richard Boddington, the producer of the movie, Phoenix Wilder, and the Great Elephant Adventure. And the cool thing is, this movie is not based on a true story. It's a bunch of different true stories, but it's about a young boy who is helping to save the elephants, and my wife loves the elephants.
I love elephants.
I'm going to take her to this movie, and I saw this info, and I reached out. I wanted to talk to Elizabeth Hurley.
I'm
Just
sure
saying.
you did.
She's adorable, but I'm really excited that Richard Boddington is going to chat with us. See if he'll give me Elizabeth's phone number after. It's coming up for our good news. It's on the way.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and we have really good news today. We have an interview with Richard Boddington. He's got a program called Phoenix Wilder and the Great Elephant Adventure. It will be in theaters on Monday. We have Richard right now. How are you involved in this project? Which role do you play in this?
Well, I'm the producer, the director, the writer, the editor, craft services manager, hotel booker, flight booker, animal trainer.
So you're just about everything but the elephants, basically, right?
Just about everything except acting.
Well, that's really cool that you guys are doing this. Now, let's talk a little bit about Phoenix Wilder and the Great Elephant Adventure and how this story comes together.
So Phoenix Wilder, the Great Elephant Adventure, is about a 13-year-old boy who's living in a foster home in America. He, after the death of his parents, he receives word that he's going to go live with his Aunt Sarah in Africa, who is played by Elizabeth Hurley. And upon arrival and his adoption by her, he's out with his family on a safari, becomes separated. And during that separation becomes lost. And while he's lost, he finds a huge bull elephant that has been captured in a trap by the elephant poachers. And he frees the elephant before the poachers get back. And the two of them become fast friends. And throughout the next couple days, as he's trying to become unlost, they discover he comes across the remains of a dead elephant and finds, encounters firsthand the horrors of the elephant poaching crisis currently happening in Africa. And he decides to take on the poachers with the help of his elephant. And so they go on this huge adventure to bring down the elephant poachers while his aunt continues to search for him.
Now, this is a beautiful story. Is it based on a true story, or is it based on a bunch of true stories?
It's not based on a true story. It's entirely fictional, but the facts behind it are ripped from the headlines in terms of what's happening right now in Africa to the elephant.
This story, even though not based on one particular story, this is the kind of thing that happens every day, and this is an opportunity for people to see it through the lens of a movie camera and done in such a way that we can maybe relate to it a little better than if it were just a documentary.
That's exactly right, John. And sort of the key to my production is that once people watch it, people are going to form an emotional bond with elephants. And in so doing, they're going to be much more motivated to take action to stop what's happening there. It is a family-friendly movie that the kids and youth will enjoy. It stars a young protagonist, and the idea is to educate the next generation as to what's happening, so they'll perhaps have a desire to be better stewards of the earth, and particularly the largest land animal that we have.
And we've got a special event coming up Monday, the 16th, in theaters all over the country. This is something you're doing with Fathom Events. I love Fathom Events. They do some really, really neat events, and this is one of them. If people would like to go to this, can they get tickets now, or do they wait and get those tickets on Monday? How does that work?
No, we're seeing a sudden last-minute surge in ticket sales across the country. It's only a one-night event, so I would encourage people to either go to phoenixwilder.com, and that'll link them directly through to the Fathom Events site. They can enter their zip code and order tickets to a theater that's close to them. What makes this unique, as you just pointed out, it's a Fathom event, and right before the movie, instead of seeing trailers and advertising, you're going to see a 10-minute presentation on elephants by an elephant expert, and in that video, the kids are going to see the hilarious video from the elephant birthday party.
Nice.
And then after it's over, don't leave, because there's going to be an interview with Elizabeth Hurley, who's going to talk about elephant conservation and conservation in general. And after that, there's more. There'll be another interview presented by the world-famous Dr. Richard Leakey, who has been a world leader in elephant conservation and African wildlife conservation since the 1970s.
Oh, that's really cool. It's going to be a really great event. It's coming up on Monday, and I'm going to put a link online to make it really easy to find all the details for tickets through Fathom Events. And again, this is something that once this event is over and done, is there going to be an opportunity for people to see this in the future?
In the future, later in the fall, perhaps we'll start on the DVD and VOD sales. This will be your one chance to see it on the big screen where it belongs, because we're dealing with the world's largest animal, and you want to see it on the biggest screen possible.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you, my wife is a huge fan of elephants, she loves elephants. So this is a movie that I know the two of us are going to go to and enjoy. And I can tell you also, Elizabeth Hurley, what an amazing actress. What was it like to work with her?
Elizabeth Hurley is one of the kindest, nicest, most generous people that you could ever possibly meet. Such a terrific actress. People are, they look at her and they say, how can someone look like that when they're 52 years old? She is, just a role model, and spends so much of her time donated to so many different charities. She's the Estee Lauder spokesperson for breast cancer awareness, has raised just millions of dollars for different charities, hugely involved in wildlife conservation throughout the world. She is one of the very few Hollywood stars that actually puts her words into actions.
Again, the movie is coming out on Monday. It's a special one-night-only event at theaters all over the nation. I'm going to put a link through Fathom Events to find something in your neighborhood. We'll do that on our social media. Again, thank you so much for taking the time to visit with us, Richard.
Thank you so much for having me on. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Phoenix Wilder and the Great Elephant Adventure, all of the details at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And it's time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Thursday.